All right, today we're diving into some really cool cybersecurity tech. It's designed to be the ultimate guardian for a website. It's called the EndGame DDoS Filter. Let's get into how this digital shield actually works.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You're just hanging out at home and all of a sudden 1,000,000 people show up on your doorstep. All at once, all trying to get in. It'd be total chaos, right? You couldn't get out, you couldn't do anything, your house would be completely gridlocked. Now just imagine your website is that house.
Well, that's exactly what a distributed denial of service, or DDoS attack, is in the digital world. It's not just one person knocking. It's a massive flood of junk traffic coming from thousands, sometimes millions of different computers, all aimed at one target. And the goal is simple: create so much noise and chaos that the real visitors, your actual customers, can't get through the door.
And the scale here, it's just staggering. We're not talking about a little bit of extra traffic. A typical attack can slam a website with something like 300,000 malicious requests every single minute. It's a literal tidal wave of data that's built to bring everything to a grinding halt.
So how on earth do you defend against a flood that big? Well, you don't try to build a bigger front door. No, you build a shield way out at the edge of your property. And in the digital world, that shield has a name.
The entire strategy behind this endgame filter is all about its position. It doesn't sit around and wait for the attack to slam into your main servers. Instead, it stands guard at the very, very edge of your network. It's the first and really the only line of defense, with one crystal clear mission: stop that flood before it gets anywhere close to your front door.
And you gotta understand, this isn't some passive brick wall. It's an active, intelligent shield. It's looking at every single piece of data, every packet that's trying to get in, and it's making these split-second decisions to figure out who's a friend and who's a foe, all happening in real time.
So, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. What actually makes this shield so smart? Well, it's not just one trick. It's a super sophisticated, multi-layered defense system.
See, all these layers work together. First up, you've got behavior-based detection. The system actually learns what your normal, everyday traffic looks like, so it can spot anything weird, any anomalies, instantly. Then there's signature detection, which is like a bouncer with a blacklist. It knows all the known bad guys and blocks them on sight. And finally, the really smart part is the AI adaptive filtering. This allows the shield to learn and evolve on its own, automatically adjusting its defenses as you get more popular, making sure it's always one step ahead of the attackers.
Okay, but how does it tell a real customer from a malicious bot in the heat of the moment? Well, it's all about behavior. Real users act like people. Bots, well, they act like machines. The filter can throw out these tiny, invisible challenges, like checking if a browser can run a simple piece of JavaScript. A real person's browser passes it without you even noticing. But most of those attack bots, they fail flat on their face. It's a really simple but brilliant way to separate the good guys from the bad guys.
Theory is great, but let's put this thing to the test. Let's walk through what happens during a live attack and watch exactly how this shield responds the second that digital flood starts crashing in. So here we go. Here's our website just humming along, maybe 10,000 requests a minute. And then, bam! All of a sudden, traffic spikes to 300,000 requests. The attack is on. Now, without protection, your servers would already be starting to smoke. But the filter doesn't panic. It just executes this calm, cool, four-step sequence. Instantly, it detects the anomaly. Then it throttles, or slows down, the most abusive sources. Think of it like a bouncer telling a rowdy crowd to calm down. Next, it issues those little challenges to verify if the suspicious traffic is legit. And finally, anything that's confirmed to be malicious is just dropped, gone. It never even gets a chance to knock. And the result of this super-fast, automated defense? It's simple, but it's everything. Despite all that chaos raging at the edge, your site remains online. Your service just keeps running.
And that's the whole point, right? For your actual customers, for the people you want on your site, absolutely nothing changes. The website is just as fast, just as responsive as it was a minute before the attack even started. The threat is completely neutralized, and for you, it's just business as usual. This kind of protection is really moving from being a nice-to-have luxury to an absolute necessity. So let's talk about why this stuff matters so much for pretty much everyone online today.
So why is this so critical? Well, for starters, for any online store or service, downtime is lost money. It's that simple. Uptime is revenue. This shield also protects all your expensive hardware, your servers, your firewalls, from getting totally fried.
And this is a big one. It secures your APIs from abuse, stopping bots from running up huge bills on your expensive systems. But really, it all comes down to this. It makes sure your digital doors stay open for business no matter what's going on outside.
So when you zoom out, this is way bigger than just protecting one company. As our lives and our economies move more and more online, technology like this becomes a foundational piece of the puzzle. It's what helps keep the internet itself stable, reliable, and actually functioning for all of us.
And that kind of brings us to a final thought. We all rely on countless online services every single day for our banking, our shopping, how we talk to each other. So the real question isn't just for businesses, it's for all of us. In a world where these digital floods are only getting more common and way more powerful, is the digital world you rely on standing behind a shield?